right, thank you for joining. Today we will be going through another Yoga for Strength class. We'll be adding in some different more workout related movements and exercise to get you a little sweating, to build that strength within your yoga practice and to be able to take it outside of your yoga practice as well. So for class, we will get started in a child's pose. So I'll take the feet together, knees wide. Right, sink those hips all the way back towards the heels. Reach the arms out in front. So walk them forward, stretch through the shoulders, stretch through the upper back, lengthening the lower back, drawing the tailbone towards the heels. All right, move around a little here, any way that feels good and right for you. I like to move around in some of these postures that are normally considered more still static poses, but taking these small movements, small shifts, finding where you can deepen the stretch, breathing into these small spaces. Maybe setting an intention for today's class, if that's part of your practice. Right, as I suggested, that theme of building strength, becoming stronger in all areas, physically and mentally here. Take another deep breath in through the nose. With an open mouth, exhale. On your next inhale, come from your child's pose all the way up into a modified plank. So keep the knees down, but shift the hips in line with the shoulders and knees. All right, keeping the core engaged. The inside pits of the elbows roll forward here. The fingers are spread wide. Try to press down through the pointer finger and the thumb into the mat. So you're keeping those inside sides of the hands down to the floor. You're shifting the hips or the shoulders a little forward past the wrists. And then we're going to exhale. Take it back to your child's pose. We can rock back and forth 2 more times here. Inhale to shift forward. Keep the core engaged so those hips aren't sagging. I don't want to see the hips drop here, but keep them slightly lifted. The core's engaged. The ribcage pulling into your spine. Exhale. Take it back to your child's pose. Good, and again, reach it forward. Good, exhale, child's pose. Let's inhale, bring it back up and through center, tabletop. We're going to work into the wrists a little here, so turning the fingers to point towards the edges of the mat. Give a little rock from side to side. Good, maybe those fingertips turn all the way in towards the knees. And if you're there, you can kind of rock back a little more. And so the further the knees are away, the further your hips are away from the wrists, the deeper that stretch is going to get. If that's a little too much, you can even walk those knees all the way up to the wrists. Good. It's important to take care of your wrists. In our yoga practice, we spend a lot of that time on our hands. So stretching them out, making sure that mobility is there, but also strengthening them as well. We'll take the backs of your palms down into the floor. We can do one at a time here. Make some half circles with the right hand, making that half circle with the fingertips. Good. And then trying to close the hand 1 finger at a time. Good. Turn that hand over. Take the opposite palm down on the mat. We'll do the same here. So making these half circles. Good. And then closing 1 finger at a time. Squeezing. Nice. Good. Let's take it back here. So a little wrist strengthening. I'm going to turn back this way so you can see what's going on. If you're back in your tabletop position, I want your shoulder right over the wrists. And with the hands pressed firmly into the ground, I want you to try to lift the base of your palm up off the mat and then slowly lower it down from here. So we're going to lift the base of the palm and then slowly lower it down controlled. So this will be tougher. The more that your shoulders are over your wrists, the harder this is going to be. If it's too difficult, you can step back. The shoulders will be behind the wrist slightly, and you can practice here. Let's take about 5 more, just going up and down. 3, 4, and 5. Good. Nice. And then you can kind of have a seat here. We're going to hold the arms out in front of you, making a couple circles with the wrists in one direction. All right, circle them out in the other direction as well. Good. And then taking the thumbs to the center of your palms, we're going to wrap all 4 fingers around that thumb. The arms are going to hold out totally straight here. Get them parallel to the ground. Make sure there's no bend in the elbow. And then I want you to start to dip the wrist down. So you're pulling your knuckles down to the ground here. You'll feel a nice stretch through this, this part of the forearm here on top. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release there. You can relax the arms a little. Take circles in each direction. Good. And then hold those arms back out in front. We'll do one at a time. So your right arm goes out in front. We're going to try to point the fingers straight up towards the ceiling while keeping this arm totally straight. The elbow is straight as well. So fingertips point up. We can take this other hand on top of the fingertips to pull them back a little. So we're stretching through the wrists and the forearm. And then this is the hard part. We're going to slowly let go. Try to keep the fingers pulling back towards you as much as you can as you slowly let go with that left hand. We're going to hold, keep the arm nice and straight for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Circle that wrist out. We'll do the same on the other side. This is a nice wrist and forearm strengthening exercise here. Again, hold your left arm straight out. The tips of the fingers point up towards the ceiling. Take your right hand to help pull those fingertips back. All right, so we're getting a nice stretch. You'll feel that kind of in the under part of the forearm here. Stretching it back, opening up. Keep the elbow nice and straight. Good. And then slowly release. Try to keep those fingers pulling back towards you as much as you can. Keep the fingers spread, the elbow straight. We'll hold here for 4. Keep pulling back for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale to release. We can circle out here. Good. Bring the hands back down to the mat. We're in our tabletop. Let's float through our cat-cows. Take the inside pits of the elbows forward. Keep the hands pressed firmly into the ground. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the chest. Good. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Working through the flexion of the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin around. Let's go one more. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Good. Inhale, bring it back through neutral from here. Good. And let's tuck the toes under, lift up and back, downward facing dog. So we'll tuck those toes under, lift up to our first down dog, pedal it out a little. Bend one knee at a time. Press the opposite heel down towards the mat. Walk it out. Good. Nice. Taking the feet about hips width apart here. We're going to bend deep through the knees. So bend the knees all the way to maybe an inch or 2 away from the floor. And then straighten those legs back out. We'll do 2 more like that. Exhale, lower the knees down an inch from the floor. Exhale, straighten it out, and 1 more. Bend them. Good. Straighten it back out. Let's inhale. Look to the front of the mat. Walk the feet forward into your fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Nice strong flat back. Keep the shoulders squeezed together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Hands overhead, reach up nice and tall. Good. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, hold, and pause. So the back is flat. Get it parallel to the ground. Even if you have more flexibility to keep the back straight, As you go down, get the back parallel to the ground, palms in front, right under the chest. As you exhale, open them up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then inhale, bring the hands back down and together. 2 more times. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, palms together. 1 more. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, palms together. Well, you can lower the hands all the way down to the mat, step back into your high plank position. Shift the hips and the shoulders forward. So the shoulders, notice, coming forward over the wrists. You're on your very tippy toes. The body is in this nice straight line. Good. As you exhale, take it back to your down dog. Nice. Again, lift these heels high, keep the hips high, and then start to shift forward through that high plank. Shoulders come forward, core is engaged. Exhale, take it back to your down dog. 1 more time, inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, back to your down dog. And 1 more, inhale, forward, high plank. Good. From here, lower to your knees. So we're in that position that we started with when we were rocking back and forth from child's pose to our plank. Turn the elbows, pits to face forward. The elbows are going to stay close to the body as you lower halfway down. So lower those elbows halfway down, keep the core engaged, and then exhale, press back up. Right? If you want to come onto the toes and lift the knees, that's okay. We can do that as well, making it a little harder, but we will do a good number of these. So maybe staying on your knees for these first ones, still warming up. Keep the core engaged. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. Keep the core tight, press it back up. Let's do 2 more. Lower down halfway, press it back up. 1 more, lower it down. Good, press back up. This time we're just gonna come halfway down, pause, and hold. So keep the elbows squeezed into the side, keep the core engaged, the chest is open. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way to the mat here. Keep the hands as they are on each side of the rib cage. We're gonna lift up into a baby cobra. So those hips can stay on the mat. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale to lift it back up. Exhale, forehead down. 1 more, inhale to lift. Good, exhale, roll it back down. Tuck the toes under. This time, as the toes are tucked under, try to lift the knees away from the ground. The legs will really straighten. Try to engage the core to lift that away from the ground. Elbows stay close to the body as you press through the floor. Press it up to that high plank. Bring it back to your down dog. Good. From here, inhale the right leg straight up behind you. Good. As we exhale, right knee, right elbow, shift forward through that high plank. Get that knee to touch high on the tricep as high as you can, and then exhale, bring it back. We're going to go exhale, opposite elbow all the way across the body. Good. Inhale, extend it back, and then exhale, knee to nose, pause and hold. All right, so we're going to step this foot in between the hands as gently as you can. Whew. Good. Give a little rock front to back from here. Good. Straightening that front leg as you exhale, rocking into it as you inhale. Nice. So then bring that right hand to the inside of the foot. Walk your right foot towards the edge of the mat a little. We'll lower this back knee down. Good. Kind of warming up into our lizard lunge. So maybe this right hand comes to the inside and knee to rock and press it open. If you feel really open and you can just bring the forearms down, that works as well. Good. Bring the hands back down to the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes under. We're coming into our Skandasana. So this right foot, the toes are going to have to point that way towards the side of your mat, and your back heel is going to come down as well. So a little bit of a rotation, and you can adjust the feet as necessary. Good. This back or this heel that you're sitting on top of, that can stay away from the mat. If you don't have that ankle flexibility, this feels a lot better for me. If you can drop that heel all the way to the floor, that works as well. Good. Hands can stay on the floor, or maybe they come to heart center. Right, we'll notice some differences with this left leg. Right now, my heel is kind of digging into the ground. the toes are pointed straight up. It's getting more into the hamstring here. Slight variation, if you turn the inside sole of the foot down, you'll get more stretch through the inner thigh. So maybe you find out what works better for you here. Good, and then we're going to try to shift our weight over to the other way. So the same pose, Skandasana, we're going to do it towards the other end of the mat. These hands can walk over as you shift to the other side. All right, and then maybe walk them back, or maybe the hands stay away from the floor. You're finding this with a little more balance. Let's rock back and forth, maybe twice more each side. All right, one more time here. We're going to pause with our left knee bent, so we're kind of facing the opposite side of the mat from here. And we're going to take our hands to the floor, turn this into our lizard lunge on the other side. So that left foot's going to walk towards the edge of the mat. That back knee can come down. Maybe the left hand to the inside of the left knee, twisting open. Good. All right, let's bring these hands back down to the mat. Let's tuck the back toes under. Take your left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Good. Lower it down to your down dog. Maybe walk out the legs a little here. Bending the knees, still getting comfortable. Opening up the backside of the legs on your inhale. Come high onto those toes. Shift forward again through your high plank. And then exhale, bring it back to your down dog. Two more. Inhale to shift forward, high plank. Exhale to your down dog. And one more. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Good. Exhale, back to your down dog. Let's inhale the left leg up. And as you exhale, left knee, left elbow, shift it forward, high plank. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee opposite elbow across the body. Inhale, extend it back. Good. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Good. And then step that foot in between the hands. Good. We're coming right into that Skandasana pose. So kind of rotate to the side, heel turns down. This foot can be at a slight angle back to our Skandasana. Good. Finding that balance. Maybe shifting to the other side. Shift back and forth. Take two more each way. Either hands down on the mat as you walk them. Or maybe those hands stay lifted. Keep the hips low as you shift. So the hips stay as low as you can, shifting from side to side. All right, cool. From here, take your hands to the floor for some support. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. So the feet are nice and wide, toes pointed in one direction here. Good. Take some time, hands under the shoulders. Maybe walk over to one foot, grab onto that ankle, twisting a little here. Maybe walk it over to the other foot, grab onto the ankle, twist. Nice. Inhale, back through center. Try to walk those hands back in between the heels. All right, so then inhale, bring it back through center. Come up halfway with a nice flat back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, come all the way up. Hands can stay on your hips. All right, so these feet are going to stay about this wide here. We're going to lean into a side lunge. So with your right leg, we're going to bend this knee, The feet can turn out slightly now. In our wide leg forward fold, they're pointing straight forward. Toes can point out slightly. We're going to bend into one knee, similar to Skandasana. This leg will stay straight. Keep that foot flat on the floor, though. As you bend into this knee, keep it over the ankle. Your hips are shooting back behind you. Try to get your hips in line with the knee so that quad is parallel to the ground. And then I want you to press off of that foot to come standing next to your left. So coming to stand towards the back of your mat. We're going to do that again as we step out. Nice wide stance. Bend into that right knee. Sit the hips back and down. And then press yourself back up to standing. Let's do 2 more like that. So exhale, stepping it back and down. Good. Press it back up to center. We'll go 1 more time. Sit it down. Good. Press back up. All right, so we're going to step out 1 more time just to that wide-legged stance. Good, and then the opposite leg, our left knee, we're going to bend into that left knee, sit your hips. You have to push your hips back so this knee stays over the center of the foot. All right, try to get that thigh parallel to the ground. Good, and then explode up back to standing. All right, so take that wide stance, sit down low, side lunge, press it back up. 2 more times, exhale to lower. Inhale, so press back up. 1 more time, lower it down. Good, press back up to standing. We're gonna take that stance once again into our wide-legged stance. We're gonna take our arms out by your side, parallel to the ground. Inhale, turn those palms up to face ceiling, externally rotate the shoulders. Good, and then exhale, we're gonna fold forward and down. Good. All right, so keeping these hands flat on the ground. We can heel toe the feet in a little more. We're coming into our yogi squat from here. So the toes point out to the sides. Our hands are at our heart center, the elbows pressing into the knees, opening these hips. Option to stay here. You can work through the hips, keeping the hands in center, or we can go into our crow pose. So these hands will come to the floor. All right, we're going to start to lift the knees, straightening the legs. All right, hands press firmly into the mat. All right, I'm coming on to the tippy toes. Let me change directions here. So I'm going to come on to the tippy toes to get my knees as high up towards the armpits as I can. Once they're there, I'm starting to lean forward to press into the triceps. Once I press into the triceps, the elbows are starting to bend. And then I'm going to lean more and more forward. My fingertips are pressing into the ground until maybe 1 foot can come off the ground. Maybe you get them both. If you can't quite get them both, keep practicing just 1 foot at a time. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through your yogi squat here. Nice, hands to heart center. Good, hands will come down to the mat. Let's straighten those legs. I'm going to walk the hands all the way towards the front, step both feet back into your high plank. Good, so your core is nice and engaged, shoulders shift forward, lower down halfway. Chaturanga. All right, we're going to press it back up and then lower down halfway again. Good, press it back up. We got 2 more. Lower down, shift the shoulders forward. Exhale to press it up. 1 more time. Lower down halfway, 90-degree elbows. Press it back up. And then lower it down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the chest forward and through the arms. Exhale to your downward facing. All right, very good. Let's inhale to bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step or hop forward into your fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. We're going to exhale, bring those hands down by your side. Our feet will be about hips width apart. You can be a little wider than that here. Or we'll work a little more through the legs. We did those side lunges. Now we're going to get some squats involved. So feet point more or less straight forward, hips width apart. As you inhale, I want you to lower down into your squat. Your arms can come out in front of you to help balance. Try to keep the chest up as you sink the hips as low as the knees. As we exhale, we're going to come back up to standing. So inhale to lower down. Exhale, press it back up. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lower down, reach out, keep the chest up. Exhale to stand. Inhale to lower. Exhale up. Inhale, lower. Exhale up. Good. Bring the feet back close together. Inhale the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. We can step it back to your high plank. We'll lower halfway down, press it back up. Lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. All right, so let's inhale the right leg up. We're going to exhale, right knee, right elbow again. Shift it forward. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee opposite elbow, twisting the core. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend it back. And then exhale, step it in between the hands. High crescent, rise up. Keep these hips squared off. The arms will reach up and overhead. Nice. Good. As we exhale, lower that back knee down, lunging position. And then inhale, bring it back up. Straighten the back leg as much as you can. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale to lower, to raise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. One more time. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise. Let's open up warrior 2. Nice. Palms reach. All right, palms reach in opposite directions. Make sure the feet are about as wide as your hands. So you want the length of your arms to be about as wide as the feet are. Bend deeply into that front knee. Take a breath. Sink a little deeper into the knee. Try to keep the torso in the center in between your legs. So we're not leaning forward into it, but keep that torso nice and straight. Good. Inhale, turn the front palm up, face ceiling. Exhale to reverse. Good. Inhale, cartwheel the hands all the way forward and down to the mat. Side plank. Step that right foot back to meet the left. We're in our side plank from here. Good. Holding strong. Keep the hips lifting. Maybe that top leg lifts. For 3, 2, and 1. Hand down, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Very good. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow shifting forward. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee opposite elbow, twist. Inhale, extend it back. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, step it in between the hands, high crescent, rise up. Good. Nice, bending deep into that front knee. Hips are squared off. Raise the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, lower that back knee down and inhale to straighten. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, straighten. One more, lower it down. Inhale, straighten. As we exhale, warrior 2, open it up. So that back foot parallel to the back edge, heel to heel alignment. Bend deep into that front knee, but the knee stays right over the ankle. So you're pulling it to your pinky. Good. Arms reach. Again, wide stance, as wide as your hands. Gaze over those front fingertips. Bend a little deeper into the knee. Good. Inhale, turn the front palm up, face ceiling. Exhale, reverse. Reach it up and back. Good. Inhale, cartwheel the hands forward and down to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right side plank. Good. Keeping the hips lifted. Maybe that left leg lifts. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Left hand down to the mat. High plank. Lower down through your chaturanga. Extra push-up. Lower it back down. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, downward facing. Very good. As from here, a couple handstand hops is what we'll practice. So make sure the hands are shoulder width apart, fingertips pointed straight forward. It's okay to walk the feet a little further forward, because as you take these jumps, eventually you want your shoulders to be coming over the wrist. as you jump up. So let's shift a little further forward. The right foot's going to lift. We're going to jump off of the left foot and land back down on the right. And then we'll alternate. We'll get, it's 6 to 8 on each side, somewhere in that range. We'll inhale the right leg up. We'll hop off the left foot, land down on the right. So these hops might look pretty small as you go back and forth, or you might start getting a little more air. Wherever you are, keep them going. Nice. Let's see, one more on each side. One more. Nice, good. On your inhale, bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step it forward into your fold. Shorts riding up on that one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, hands over your head. Good, exhale, hands down by your side. Let's turn, or I'll turn to the camera. Take our feet about hips width apart again. Coming down into that squat. So lower down, hips in line with the knees. This time, instead of just standing up, we're going to jump up, land right back down in this position here. So as you exhale, jump and land back in your squat. We'll do that 4 more times. Exhale to jump, down, jump, down, jump, down, jump, down. One more for good luck. And we're down. Pause, hold, hold. Keep those hips in line with the knees. Hold. Good. Lower the hands down to the mat. We're going to step that left foot back here. So we can lower that back knee, come down into a lizard lunge. All right, the forearms are going to come down to the mat, getting as low as you can. We'll be here for about 5 breaths. Giving yourself and that heart rate a little time to recover. Good. Come back up onto the hands. We'll tuck the back toes under, that knee lifts. We're just going to step the left foot forward to the outside, so we're back in our yogi squat. Good. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Feet stay about hips width apart. Same thing, so we'll go for 5 more of those jump squats here. So it's lower down. Exhale, explode up, right back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come to the mat. That right foot's going to step all the way back. Right foot steps back, lower that knee down. We're in our lizard lunge, lower it down, forearms. About 5 breaths here. Then we'll start to bring it down. Good. Come back up onto the hands. We're going to step that right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're in a yogi squat. I'll give you one more time to play around with an arm balance challenge. So either from here, options. You can go right back into your crow pose if you were practicing that. Also option for your tripod headstand. Same setup, but we're going to bring the head down to the mat, those knees to the triceps. Maybe you pause here. Maybe you straighten up, right? You can practice with that, or give a shot at your handstands or handstand hops. Again, right? Coming to a wall if you need to for some practice, wherever you are, for 3, 2, and 1. Lower it back down into your yogi squat. Good. From your yogi squat, we're going to just come down to a seat. All right, maybe lower down onto the back from here as well. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a rock. A rock and a squeeze. Good. And then we're taking our twist. So extend your left leg long. This will be a slight variation on your twist. I'm going to face you this way so you can see it a little better. So the left leg long, the right leg is going to extend. Right, so you're taking it to the side of the body, the shoulders down. You know this twist. Option, stay here. Option to bend into that bottom leg. Maybe you can reach the top of the foot into the same twist. Right, so you get a little stretch through the quad. You might feel this more through the mid and lower back. Wherever you are, shoulder stays flat. Good, and then inhale to release. Bring it back through center. And we'll do the opposite side. That right foot's going to extend long. The left knee into the chest. Take your twist. Nice. And then option with your left hand, bending your right knee, grabbing the top of the foot. We can twist here as well. Again, a little quad stretch. Might be more intense through the back. You can use that as a little bit of leverage to keep that left shoulder even flatter on the ground. Good. Inhale to release. We'll hug those knees back into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Good. And then lower the feet down to the mat. Oh, let's press the heels into the floor for your bridge pose. So the feet are hips width apart, close enough to the body you can touch your heels with your fingertips. We're pressing through the heels, lifting the hips, keep the knees over the ankles here. Arms maybe stay by the side. Maybe those shoulder blades walk a little further under. Maybe those hands clasp underneath. Opening the chest, pressing the pinkies down into the mat. Keep the glutes engaged. Try to pull your tailbone up in between the legs. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hips lifted. Unclasp the hands. Bring them up and overhead, reaching overhead. Come onto your tippy toes. Tuck the tailbone under all the way as you lower down one vertebra at a time. Upper back to mid to lower back. And release. You let the knees fall from side to side. Bring the arms back by your side if that feels good. Good, and then allow the legs to extend long on the mat. Allow your arms to fall by your side. We're coming into our final rest. Just shortly, briefly here. Try to smooth out, bring the breath rate back to normal. Right, extending the inhale and exhale. Telling the body that it's okay to calm back down. Maybe bringing back into mind your intention that you set at the beginning of class. Whether it was something personal or the intention for strength, the intention to be strong in the mind and body. Right, sealing that intention, preparing yourself to bring that intention through your day. Let's bend the knees. All right, hug those knees back into the chest, squeeze. All right, and then roll over onto your favorite side. Take another couple breaths here to reawaken and re-invite your body back into your day with your new mindset, new intention. And as you're ready, we can press back up to a seated position. Awesome. Cool. Thank you for joining me here today and allowing me to guide you through your practice. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Stay strong. Namaste.
Thank you for watching Kula Wellness on YouTube. Please consider subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button below.